Hello, Rambler Nation. Welcome to the Superintendent's Corner. I'm Gary Vanna. I'm joined by Mr. Scott Acom. How are you doing today, Scott?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing real well. I took the last break, and I really focused on catching up on my sleep. I was like, I'm going to force myself to sleep in. I'm going to stay. If it goes to 9 a.m., I'm just going to do that. And it's actually been amazing.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, I noticed that the last 2 weeks or the few days we've been back at school, that I don't feel like a nap at the end of the day. I feel energy. So sleeping in, highly, highly recommend. 5-star sleeping in, especially for all you high school students.
But be to school on time.
But be to school on time.
Yes.
Well, going to bed at 8 o'clock helps me sleep in.
That is true.
All right, so, hey, kind of a special month here. We have the Board of Education Appreciation Month going on right now. What does that mean, and what kind of things are we doing to celebrate that with our tireless volunteers on the school board?
Well, we're just thanking our board for their service. It is at times a thankless job.
Yeah.
They put in a lot of time with meetings, speaking with community members, putting up with me and my updates and meetings with me, but very appreciative of our board and all that they do for our school, students, and really our community. The school is the hub of the community, and they do a lot for that. So just very appreciative of them and want to thank them. And if you see our board members, please take the time to say thank you.
All right, can you list off who's on our board so they know who exactly to say?
So,
and when you do that, I'm going to give ratings behind each one of them.
Oh,
so
great.
Go ahead.
Great. Kevin Eisinger,
5-star.
board president. Ken Stahl
5-star.
is our board president. Karen Abrahamson
5-star.
is our secretary. Matt Klein is our treasurer.
5-star.
And then our trustees are Becky Volker,
5-star.
Doug McLean,
4.5 stars.
and Dennis Hooker.
5-star. So, actually, I'm just teasing with Mr. McLean. Him and I have a little good relationship going where we do a lot of bantering back and forth.
Sure.
But actually, 5-star for every single one of those members on there. So we do really appreciate everything you do. Now, we've had a extended break, a little surprise, where last week was supposed to be 5 days and turned into 2.6, 2.7?
We'll say 2.75. How about
All
that?
right, 2.75. So we had some weather days here.
Yes.
One day was pretty obvious. The second one we kind of tried to hold out. What's going on with that? How do you determine what is a weather day?
Yeah. I feel like we talk about this every year, every winter.
Every year.
It seems like we have a string of days all at once, right? And oddly enough, the last couple of years, I feel like, I have not looked into it, but I feel like we've always had days either before Christmas break or after Christmas break that has extended that break time. But this time, yes, we had to close school on Monday. Try to delay for Tuesday because when we were up early checking the roads and walking around, it wasn't freezing. But we knew that the forecast said that freezing rain could potentially come in. So we did try a 2-hour delay to try to see if that weather pattern was actually going to come in or not and start freezing. Unfortunately, it started coming in about 7:30 in the morning. It started to freeze, which is about the time our buses are pulling in. We've got a lot of people on the road at that time. So we did decide to close that day. 2-hour delays, they're great when they work. They can be it can be a headache when they don't. We have buses that leave the garage every morning at around 6 a.m. So if we do a 2-hour delay, those buses have to leave at 8 a.m. So we need to make a decision before 8 o'clock if we're going to close or not. So it does not buy us a lot of time, but it does buy us some time, and it buys us daylight, right? It gets us daylight where we're able to be out driving in daylight, which, as you know, can make it a lot easier to drive. The 2-hour delay that we had that we called, we were able to attend school. We had crazy fog that morning. It was really bizarre.
Yeah.
I had never seen fog like that before, but it was thick, and we felt it was very unsafe to drive in. And the delay worked. We were able to. The fog was able to clear out, and
it was the fog of a horror movie.
Yeah, it just rolled in across the roads, and it was like eye level, right? You could still see the lights on the barns. when we were driving around, but there were spots where it was so thick you weren't quite sure where you were, and you were looking at the lines on the roads. But good news is it worked. So we've used 3 snow days so far. Remember, the state gives us 6, and we're able to apply for 3 additional days. Those 3 additional days are not guaranteed.
Nope.
But we are given 6. So, all in all, I know it's a no-win situation, but we make the best decision we can for student safety.
Okay, so with such a short window on a 2-hour delay, why don't you just do a blanket 3-hour delay?
Yeah, we've talked about that. A 3-hour delay would be too difficult with our scheduling. For getting as many kids as we have to through our cafeterias, kids would be coming in with their lunch hour already starting.
Okay.
So just our schedule-wise, it's just not feasible for us to do. We've tried to figure it out. We just have not been able to figure out a good approach where it would be a good educational day for our kids.
And I think that's the key word right there, educational day. You could pull off a 3-hour.
We could.
And I politically incorrect babysitting day, where you're just getting the numbers in there. You understand that education is going to be sacrificed, but at that point, we are an institute to educate the students, and that's what we are here for. So if we can't educate them, then let's make sure we get days that we can.
It'd be better to make that day up at a later time to get that education.
All right. Beginning of next month, wow, February already. That's a weird thing to say, but we have the Love Your Neighbor Food Drive, February 1 through 14. What is that?
Yeah, so Love Your Neighbor Food Drive is put on by Community Hope Foundation, which is, the Community Hope is Missaukee County, nonprofit, and they do a lot of good for our community, for our county. In this food drive, they bring in, it all goes to our food pantries. And 2 of McBain's food pantries that receive these donations is Rehoboth Church and Vogel Center Church. I'm sorry, Prosper Community Church. Yep. This food drive goes to them. Community Hope helps them with their food pantries, which, as you know, are pretty well attended. We have a lot of people that are gathering food and helping support the needs at home. So this is an important food drive. We usually do a little competition. We try to get Lake City involved to compete against. We always like to beat Lake City. So that food drive is coming up and coming up quickly, and it does benefit McBain and McBain families.
Outstanding. So if somebody wants to donate to this drive, how do they do that? Is there a drop-off bin somewhere or what?
Yep, they can just bring them into the school offices, and Community Hope will come and pick them up on the 14th. Or right around that time, because I'm not sure what day the 14th is. Actually, it might be a weekend.
All right, this is unscripted, so this may be something that's going to go awry. But have you ever thought about maybe putting a drop-off bin in the library so people can pick it up or drop it off during, not during the workday, but when the library's open, and that will also give them Saturday drop-ups?
That's awesome. That's a good point. We can definitely do that. Hadn't thought of that.
So we might be setting up drop-off points. We'll get that out to you, and the library also, so you can make it easier and not have to enter the whole building and try to go through all the security and just go straight into the library.
And let's not just say might be. Let's just say we're going to do it.
All right. You heard it here. We got the breaking news that there will be a drop-off bin in the library for the Community Hope. Top that, Lake City. All right. So January is always a huge month here because it is
Homecoming.
Homecoming. That's right. Have you got your date?
January 30th.
Oh, it's actually
my date. I don't know. Maybe my wife will attend with me. I'm not sure.
All right. So when is Homecoming? Who are we playing on Homecoming? And a brief overlay of the events.
Yep. So Homecoming is Friday, January 30th. We'll be playing Manton, varsity girls and varsity boys that night. It's always a great evening, a great night of sports, but also community. Stands are packed, and we'll have a celebration of our court after the games. But looking forward to that, and hopefully we pull out a victory over Manton.
A double-header victory, wouldn't that be great? Hey, I'll tell you what, I hear a lot of people say, well, how come you don't do homecoming during football? Why not do it in the fall and stuff like that? And personally, I really enjoy having it in January because in the short Sundays in January, it's nice to have something to look forward to get excited about, to kind of break up the winter blah. So I do really enjoy a January homecoming, or February, but I like the winter homecoming.
Yeah, yeah. It was an adjustment for me, but I am growing accustomed to it.
All right, next thing is that I was walking through the hallway about a month ago, and all of a sudden I was surprised by these new pictures. Can you explain that, where to find them, and what they are?
Yeah, so we've displayed some new pictures celebrating some of our state qualifying teams as far as championships and Final Four and quarterfinals in the lobby there. You see them hanging up over the trophy cases. We're trying to make the lobby a little more inviting, but also celebrating our team successes. I sent out several things over the past year, trying to gather pictures. I was surprised at how difficult it was to gather pictures for these, but it's been really cool to see and to talk to people in the lobby as they're looking at the pictures and reminiscing about those games and about those teams. And it's been really cool. We have a couple other things coming into the lobby here soon. Don't want to tell you about the surprise here coming up, but hopefully it'll be in here before January. So.
Oh, a tease. We'll see how that one works for you. All right. So, so the next thing you're talking about is we're trying to make things more accessible to different people and being able to reach people that no longer even are in the area. One of the things you talk about is the class composite pictures. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so this winter our goal is to take down our class composite pictures in the hallways and take pictures of them. So we have a digital copy of those pictures. If anything were to happen to those pictures, we wouldn't have any backups of it. And then we would. Our goal is to get them so that they're accessible in the lobby, where people are able to get to the pictures in the lobby, go through them and see them. As you know now, I mean, you had mentioned previously about the school security, and unfortunately we have that, right? But we have to have that. It can make it difficult for community members to come in and see the composites and see the pictures. But we want to make those accessible, but also have a backup so that if anything were to happen to those composite pictures, we still have that history and we'll be able to have those for many, many years. So.
And if you don't realize it as a community, if you go and look at our composite pictures, the first one is 1928, but that is not when the school was founded, but that was when there was the fire in the high school, or the school burnt down to the fire, causing all documentation before that to be lost. So it's happened once before. We want to avoid that now. That's really a great idea that we are going to move them into the lobby so that you can see all the previous classes. You're not taking them down and not re-putting them up, correct?
Well, potentially. We'll have to see. Not until we have access to them. Remember, one of our goals is to remodel the high school area. So they would have to come down eventually to accomplish that work, so nothing would destroy them. I'm not sure what the plan will be for those pictures or at this time. We just know that we are going to take the pictures of them, get a digital copy, put them back up where they are right now until we get that stuff sorted out. But it is important to us that we maintain that history and maintain that for our community.
All right. Speaking of history, we got some new history being written as we got new staff.
Yes.
Halfway through the year, you don't expect to be announcing new staff, but this time you do.
Yes.
Because we had the retirement of the great, legendary Terry Kennedy, and now we have a teacher that's not replacing anyone, but actually just expanding our educational opportunities. Can you tell us who our new staff is and a little bit about each one?
Yeah, so as you just had mentioned, Mrs. Kennedy has retired. She finished out her time here at McBain right before Christmas break, and greatly miss her. But we have hired Jamie Kurt to replace her, and she's doing an excellent job. I encourage everyone to stop into the middle school and speak with her. Very friendly face, just very pleasant. We all know that Mrs. Kennedy is going to be very difficult to replace, but I think we might have someone that could eventually get there.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And I just want to let you know, Mrs. Kennedy did not retire. She's been promoted to full-time grandmother.
Oh, there you go. A new adventure for sure. And then we also hired Mr. Dallas Milligan. He's teaching middle school English language arts for us. It was a mid-year hire. You know, we were looking at class sizes. We've kind of been watching that. We know that they're coming. Larger classes are starting to come through.
Yep.
The middle school. But as you know, with the state budget not being passed until October, we were kind of in limbo on what we could do. We were fortunate that we were able to post and had a pool of candidates, and Mr. Milligan rose to the top. And we're excited to have him here. He brings a wealth of experience with him, coaching and some media production stuff.
Yeah, we're going to be drafting him for the Rambler Review,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah, so hope everyone will get a chance to meet him too, and we're excited to have him as part of the Rambler team.
Outstanding. All right, so that brings us all the way to the best part of the Superintendent's Corner.
It's true. It's true.
You're on the...
All right. Did you know that dogs cannot run an MRI machine?
Is that because they don't have opposing thumbs?
No, I don't know why. But interestingly, cats can.
CAT scan. This has been Gary Vanna.
Scott Acom.
Feel the wheel.